Hey all, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to test and if necessary the steps you would need to take to replace the engine coolant temperature sensor on this 2010 Toyota Tundra. The coolant temperature sensor is located right there. And this guy's job is to essentially just send the information on the coolant temperature to the engine control module and to the gauge cluster. So some of the things that you may see if this thing is malfunctioning, well, one of the most obvious ones would be you're not getting a reading on the gauge cluster that shows the coolant temperature. That could also be caused by other things like broken wires or the gauge itself is malfunctioning. But this one here could be the culprit also. The other things you might see are some fault codes, and there are a number of them. For example, P0115, 0117, 0118, 0116, etc. And I'm going to put a whole list of any related fault codes in the video description so you can reference them. But essentially, what we can do if we get one of those fault codes is test this guy and see what's going on. If the test fails, then the sensor should be replaced. And if it passes, that means that the problem is likely elsewhere, as I mentioned, wiring, or it could even be the engine control module itself. A couple other codes that are related to this is P0125 and 0128, and that's insufficient coolant temperature for closed loop fuel control or coolant thermostat code. In those cases, it could be the thermostat itself that's faulty, but it also could be this guy giving incorrect information for reference. So let's take a look at what's involved in doing a quick test on it. Remove this engine cover for access, lift it up on the front, and then slide the hooks off the back. So these are the hooks right here that attached to this little peg in the back. You could just squeeze the tab here with your fingers and pull it off, but sometimes it's stuck on there, so you can use a flat blade screwdriver and depress the little connector. That's why I removed this engine cover, so I can get the screwdriver in there, and then you can slide the connector off. So essentially, this thing is just a resistor that changes its resistance with temperature. So the colder it is, the higher the resistance of it is going to be, and the warmer it is, the lower resistance is going to be. The manufacturer gives us two different temperatures to measure it at, and you can do the measurement right in the vehicle. So one of the measuring points is 20 degrees Celsius or 68 Fahrenheit. And the other one is 80 degrees Celsius or 176 Fahrenheit. So we can check what our coolant is at right now with an infrared thermometer, and then see if we're close to one of those measuring points. The best place to measure would be right by the sensor. Right now it doesn't matter because the truck's been sitting in the garage overnight, so everything's going to be at the same temperature. Let's take a look what we have here. So 20.2 Celsius, which is exactly at the measuring point that they give us. So we'll check the resistance at this temperature, and then what we can do is warm the truck up and keep measuring the temperature until it gets to 80 Celsius, and then take another measurement. I'm not gonna bother with doing heating up of it. I'll just show you the process right now. But if it passes at this temperature and then fails at the hotter temperature, it would still need to be replaced. So what I've done here is hooked up a couple of wire test leads and to my multimeter, and I'll put the links to some of the tools that I use in this video in the video description as well. And we can see that the resistance of the sensor right now is 2.42 kilo ohm. So it's sitting right in the middle of the range that's specified by the manufacturer, so that's perfect. Now the next step would be to warm the vehicle up to 80 Celsius or 176 Fahrenheit, and then do this check again. When you're doing the warming up, just reconnect the sensor so it doesn't set any unnecessary fault codes. and then when you're doing the measurement, you can disconnect it again. If it fails and you need to replace it, you can actually fit a deep 19mm socket right over it. You could also use a flare nut wrench, but if you use a socket, you can actually torque it when you reinstall it. If you're removing and reusing it, there is a gasket. It's like a copper washer that fits behind it, and that needs to be replaced each time. Now, if it's in good shape, sometimes you can reuse it, but they do recommend replacing it. If the new sensor doesn't come with it, again, make sure you get that gasket. And then when reinstalling, obviously before removing it, you need to drain the coolant. And you can refer to my Tundra coolant replacement video that I have as well for the information on how to bleed it after replacement, etc. Because you'll need to get the air out of the system. And once you reinstall the sensor, you torque it to 14 foot-pounds and then reconnect the connector and put the cover back on. Line the connector up, slide it on until it clicks. And for the cover, hook up the rear hooks and then line up these grommets with the two studs. And that's it. Coolant temperature sensor inspection is completed. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to see more Toyota Tundra maintenance and repair videos. See you next time. Cheers.